Hello my dear students. This video is related to the chemical properties of haloalkanes. Alright, so before we talk about the chemical properties of haloalkanes, we need to understand the nature of CX bond, carbon to halogen bond. Dear students, haloalkanes are very reactive class of compounds. Now question comes, why are they so reactive? So dear students, answer lies in the polarity of this CX bond. Alright. Here carbon is attached with the halogen atom which have very high electronegativity. So due to being very high electronegative, they attract the shared pair towards themselves, giving rise to partial negative charge on halogen atom and partial positive charge on the carbon atom. So due to the development of this polarity in this CX bond, this haloalkane become very reactive class of compounds. Alright, now since carbon is becoming partial positive, so it becomes a very good site for the nucleophilic attack. So that's the reason the most important reactions of the haloalkanes are the nucleophilic substitution reactions. So this is the reason haloalkanes are very reactive and they can be converted into a large number of compounds with different functional groups. That you will come to know when I'll teach you the chemical reactions. Now, properly, if I divide chemical properties of haloalkanes, then I divide it into 5 categories. So, first type of chemical properties are associated with the nucleophilic substitution reactions, which are very characteristic of haloalkanes. They are very reactive because they undergo nucleophilic substitution reactions very comfortably. And second type of reactions are elimination reactions. They give elimination reaction as well. Third type of reactions are reduction reactions. They undergo reduction reactions as well. Fourth reaction are their reactions with metals. And fifth kind of reactions are the rearrangement reactions they undergo. Alright. So I can classify the chemical properties of haloalkanes in these 5 groups. So right now I am going to teach you in this video particularly about the nucleophilic substitution reaction of haloalkanes. Alright. Dear students, it is going to be a detailed discussion about the nucleophilic substitution reactions. Right now, I taught you that haloalkanes, they get easily attacked by a nucleophile because of the positively charged carbon in them. The better I write the reaction the way CX, that will be the better way. Okay. So, it's a partial positive, partial negative. Since carbon is positive center, so nucleophile easily attacks on it. So they comfortably give this kind of reaction where X is substituted by a nucleophile. Alright. So they are characteristic of this class of compound. Now let us talk about certain important facts regarding nucleophilic substitution reaction. And in this fact, the first thing that I am going to teach you is the order of reactivity. Alright, so let's see what is that order of reactivity. So if I talk about that same alkyl group is there, and it is attached with the different halogens like RF, RCl, RBr and Ri. Then the order of the reactivity is this. That means iodoalkanes are most reactive and fluoroalkanes are least reactive. Why? What is the reason? The answer lies in the bond dissociation energy of CX bond. Since the bond dissociation energy of CX bond follows the order, I write that way, CF greatest, then CCl, then CBr, and then Ci. Since CF has got the highest bond dissociation energy, alright, that's the reason this bond gets cleaved with the difficulty and they become the least reactive towards this nucleophilic substitution reaction. However, iodoalkanes, this bond dissociation energy is the least. Since the energy, dissociation energy is very less, so bond gets cleaved comfortably and they undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction quickly. Now, the second fact, what I am going to discuss with you, that order of reactivity for the same halogen. Means if we have different alkyls, I'll take different degrees first, like 1 degree, X bonded with the carbon, which is 1 degree, alright, and then X bonded with the carbon, which is 2 degree. Now X bonded with the carbon, which is 3 degree. So I have taken 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree. In this case, students, remember, the reactivity of the haloalkane depends upon the number of the alkyl groups present with this carbon bonded with the X. Higher the number of the alkyl groups, greater will be the reactivity. So in these kind of cases, 3 degree haloalkanes are the reactive and the least one will be 1 degree haloalkanes. I hope it is clear. Now you must be thinking, what is the reason? This is because alkyl groups are electron repelling group. So it causes the displacement towards carbon, which causes more displacement towards X. So as a result, what happens? Greater the electron displacement towards X, greater will be the reactivity. And here electron displacement is only from one side. So reactivity is least in case of 1 degree and it is the maximum in case of 3 degree. I hope this concept is clear to all of you. Now the third thing which I'll speak on, that is, we know nucleophilic substitution reactions, SN reactions, are of two types. First is SN1 and second one is SN2 reaction. That means nucleophilic unimolecular reaction and substitution nucleophilic bimolecular reaction. And for SN1, the order of the reactivity is, it is 3 degree, then 2 degree and then 1 degree. And for SN2, the order of the reactivity is 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree. Question comes, why? Now let's take a short revision of these substitution nucleophilic reactions. First of all, I'll talk about the case of SN1 reaction. You know it very well that SN1 reaction takes place in 2 steps, alright, and it takes place via formation of an intermediate, that is carbocation, alright. So first step of which is slow and second step of which is fast, alright. Now question comes, why 3 degree haloalkanes, they undergo SN1 mechanism quickly, and why 1 degree haloalkanes do not undergo this SN1 substitution reaction as quicker as 3 degree. Now just imagine if it is 1 degree, alright, only one alkyl group and rest 2 are bonded with hydrogen. Then alkyl group, as I told you, has got electron repelling tendency. So it repels the electron, which helps in the cleavage of the bond. Clear? For 1 degree, only one alkyl group is present. But if it is 3 degree, then 3 alkyl groups are present and electron displacement is much more greater than 1 degree. So 3 degree haloalkanes, when they are undergoing the substitution nucleophilic reaction, then this bond cleavage is easier and carbocation can be generated fastly and comfortably in comparison to 1 degree haloalkane. That's the reason 3 degree haloalkanes, they undergo this substitution nucleophilic reaction quicker in comparison to 2 degree and 1 degree. Alright, first step is slow step and second step is fast step. In the second step, the carbocation so formed gets attacked by the nucleophile, which results in the formation of 2 optical isomers. Alright, 2 optical isomers compounds. So this is a short revision of SN1 reaction. Now I will be speaking about SN2 reaction. Before I speak about SN2 reaction, there is one more fact which also helps in understanding that why 3 degree undergo this SN1 mechanism more quicker than 2 degree or 1 degree. Alright. See, answer lies in the stability of the carbocation formed. We know that 3 degree carbocations are more stable than 2 degree, which is more stable than 1 degree. That means 1 degree carbocations are least stable. That's the reason also that 3 degree alkyl halides undergo SN1 reaction in a best way in comparison to 2 degree or in comparison to 1 degree. I hope SN1 is now, in a short way, it is completely understood to all of you. Now I'll speak about SN2. In the SN2, it takes place via formation of transition state. Transition state. So for the formation of transition state, dear students, nucleophile will attack on the alkyl halide from the rear side of the X. Understood? Means CX bond is not cleaved. Before that, nucleophile attacks from the rear side of X. Now, question comes, why only 1 degree? Means SN2 mechanism follows the order 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree. Now, question comes, why this order? Now, 1 degree steric hindrance is the least for nucleophile to attack on this carbon. If it would be 3 degree, 3 alkyl groups, presence of bulky alkyl group do not allow nucleophile to attack onto this carbon from the rear side of the X. That's the reason 3 degree alkyl halides show the least tendency to undergo SN2 mechanism. Now 1 degree haloalkanes, I hope you have understood that why do they undergo SN2 mechanism comfortably. Now nucleophile attacks from the rear side of this X to this carbon. It results in the formation of a transition state with the maximum energy and the least stability. Soon this transition state changes into a stable form with the loss of halogen ion. Alright, and in this step inversion of the configuration takes place. बिल्कुल वैसे ही जैसे एक छाता आंधी में आप छाता लेके चल रहे हो और तेज़ आंधी आए और छाता पलट जाए, उसी तरह से इस मॉलिक्यूल में इन्वर्जन हो जाता है. I hope it is clear. So this was the short summary of the SN1 and SN2 reaction. Now we will see the substitution nucleophilic reactions given by haloalkanes. So in this series, dear students, I'll teach you the first reaction, that is substitution by OH group, hydroxyl group, or formation of alcohols. For this reaction, alkyl halides are made to react either with aqueous KOH or moist silver oxide. So aqueous KOH reacts this way. You can see here removal of KX and formation of ROH. OH is the nucleophile here. Similarly, moist silver oxide can be written as AgOH. OH is the nucleophile here. Removal of AgX and formation of ROX. Now the second reaction in this series is substitution by CN group or reaction with alcoholic solution of KCN. Remember, KCN only, not any other cyanide compound, only KCN, or it can be called as formation of cyanides or nitriles. In this reaction, alkyl halide is made to react with alcoholic solution of KCN, only KCN, alright, and then formation of KX, removal of KX and formation of RCN. Clear? Now why only KCN? Let's have a look. Remember that we are going to prepare cyanides, okay? And for the formation of cyanides, I am going to tell you that why only KCN. So look at the reaction here. See, cyanide is an ambidentate group, alright, and can attack onto a particular site via this carbon in its first form or via nitrogen in its second form. Alright, so when it attacks via first form from the carbon site, it always results in the formation of RCN because it is attacking from the carbon side. But if it attacks from the nitrogen side, then it will result in the formation of RNC. Alright, so this form, if it undergoes in the reaction, then it results in the formation of nitrile or cyanides. or when it attacks through this form, it results in the formation of isocyanides or isonitriles. Since we are preparing cyanides, so we don't want its attack from the second form. We want its attack from the first form. So for this purpose, we take KCN. KCN dissociates into K plus and cyanide ion, where carbon carries negative charge, and from the negative side it easily attacks on the partial positive carbon of alkyl halide and results in the formation of RCN. I hope this reaction is clear to you. Now we have the next reaction, substitution by isocyanide group or reaction with alcoholic solution of AgCN. Remember, only AgCN, or formation of isocyanides or isonitrile. So when alkyl halide reacts with silver cyanide, its alcoholic solution, it results in the formation of isocyanide, not cyanide, alright, with the formation of AgX. Answer lies in the same ambidentate nature of the cyanide group. So it exists in two forms, form 1 and form 2. Now in case of AgCN is very interesting to understand that AgCN is predominantly it is covalent. Alright. So since it is predominantly covalent, it does not ionize easily. So it attacks the carbon of the alkyl halide, partial positive carbon of the alkyl halide from its nitrogen side. So since it attacks from the side of nitrogen, so it results in the formation of isocyanide. I hope this reaction is clear to all of you. Now the fourth reaction is substitution by amino group or formation of amines. This reaction is carried out by reacting alkyl halide with ammonia directly. Here haloalkanes are heated with alcoholic ammonia. So here heat sign is very important. Heat sign is very important in this reaction. Heated with alcoholic ammonia, where X is substituted by NH2 group with the formation of HX as the byproduct. In this reaction, there is a speciality. If haloalkanes are in excess, then you not only get 1 degree amine as the final product, rather you get a mixture of 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree amine together along with the quaternary ammonium salt. We will understand this situation with the help of equations and one example. Now suppose I take example of methyl bromide undergoing reaction with ammonia, alcoholic ammonia. It's getting heated. So as you know, HX and CH3NH2 is formed. This is the first step. And suppose methyl bromide taken as an excess, then CH3NH2 so formed, since it contains hydrogen, alright, reacts with methyl bromide further, undergoes further substitution reaction, removal of HBr, okay, and formation of 2 degree amine. This was 1 degree, this is 2 degree amine. CH3N, H is replaced by CH3, so CH3 whole twice NH. Alright, now this 2 degree amine so formed further reacts with methyl bromide. Still it contains H, so it can undergo substitution, this HBr. Alright, now this CH3 will get bonded with the nitrogen and it results in the formation of 3 degree amine. Now this nitrogen contains a lone pair. Of the 3 degree amine, this nitrogen contains a lone pair. So when it comes in contact of further methyl bromide, it results in the formation of quaternary ammonium salt. Quaternary ammonium salt. Alright, this reaction, which is undergoing in several steps due to the excess of haloalkane, is known as Hofmann's ammonolysis. Hofmann's ammonolysis. This is very important reaction and it is of very synthetic importance. I hope this reaction is clear to all of you. Now we have the fifth nucleophilic substitution reaction, that is substitution by nitride group or reaction with NaNO2 or KNO2, formation of alkyl nitrides. Remember, nitrides, okay. Now here in this reaction, alkyl halide is made to react with potassium nitrite or sodium nitrite you can use. Now here KX and formation of alkyl nitrite RON triple bond O. Alright, why this is formed? Why not RNO2? Nitroalkanes are formed. Alright, so let us see. See, nitrite ion is just like cyanide, it is ambidentate, so it exists in these two forms. Alright, where oxygen carries negative and nitrogen in both the forms it carries lone pair, so it means this ion can attack the positively charged carbon either from the side of oxygen or from the side of nitrogen because it carries lone pair. But since potassium nitrite is ionic compound, it is ionic compound and it dissociates to form two ions. One is K plus and another one is O NO minus. Alright, so it attacks the positive of the partial positive of the haloalkane from the negatively charged oxygen. That's the reason whenever alkyl halides they react with potassium nitrite, it results in the formation of alkyl nitrites, not nitroalkanes. Alright. Now we have the next reaction, sixth reaction, substitution by nitro group or reaction with silver nitrite. Okay, it is the formation of nitroalkane. So in this reaction, alkyl halide is made to react with silver nitrite where nitroalkane is formed, not alkyl nitrites. Alright, see they are same metallic nitrites I am using, but in one reaction we are getting alkyl nitrite, in other reaction I am getting nitroalkane. This reaction is very well understood to you. Now let us see why here not alkyl nitrite are formed and why only nitroalkanes are formed. So answer lies in the nature of silver nitrite. Dear students, silver nitrite is predominantly covalent. So due to this reason, alright, due to this predominantly covalent nature, whenever it comes in contact of alkyl halide, the partial positive carbon of the alkyl halide gets attacked from the side of nitrogen because nitrogen carries lone pair. I hope it is clear to all of you. So since from the side of nitrogen it attacks, that's the reason it results in the formation of nitroalkane, not the alkyl nitrite. Okay. Now dear students, we have the seventh and the last reaction of the series nucleophilic substitution reaction of haloalkanes. That is substitution by carboxylate group or formation of esters. Now how to get it substituted by the carboxylate group? For this purpose we make it to react with silver carboxylate. Silver carboxylate, that is RCOOAG. Here R dash I am using just to show that both the R alkyls are different. This is R and for silver carboxylate it is R dash. Alright. So here AgX will be formed and you will get ester of the formula R dash COOR. See here, R dash COOR. If you write RCOOR dash, that will be wrong because R dash is connected to the carbon of the carboxylate group, not R. So it will be wrong. So remember R dash COOR. This is ester. So this was all about the nucleophilic substitution reaction given by haloalkanes. Since I told that haloalkanes undergo 5 kind of reactions, only first kind we have completed. For other kinds, wait for the next video.